Hi, this is Kim,
This is Andy.
and we're going to read to you from the Urantia book.
But first, we have 365 Days of Walking the Red Road by
Terry Jean.
Terry Jean. Today, January 22nd, we're going to hear from a Cheyenne warrior named Wooden Leg.
Wooden Leg. He was, he lived from
1858 to 1940.
and he fought against Custer at the Battle of Little Bighorn when he was young man.
He says the idea of full dress in preparation for a battle comes not from a belief that it will add to the fighting ability. The preparation is for death in case that should be the result of the conflict. Every Indian wants to look his best when he goes to meet the Great Spirit, so the dressing up is done whether in imminent danger, in an oncoming battle, or sickness or injury at times of peace. Always be prepared.
Yes. Okay, well that's significant. I think the impression that they give when they would dress for battle was very fierce, and I think that scared a lot of the white warriors.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe that's that impression, but that's not even what they're doing.
They were dressing up in their honors to look good
In case they
they
had
met
to
the
meet
Great
the
Spirit. So they wore all the eagle feathers to which they were entitled, among other things.
yeah.
It's a little different from the white culture. Not too many people go into battle wearing a three-piece suit or a little black dress. So.
He's got his mind on the little black dress. Okay. All right. Yeah. Okay. Well, we all go to the maker in our birthday suits.
Right. We don't take anything with us.
No, we don't need anything.
No.
You don't need anything. Yeah. Well, it was interesting. Crazy Horse. He only wore one feather, always. Yeah, because that's what he was instructed by he felt in his vision to do.
Mm-hmm.
So that was modesty or something. I guess that would go for modesty back then.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, thank you, Wooden Leg, for your
Mm-hmm.
contribution today. Okay.
Where are we?
We are on paper 34, section 3, the sun and the spirit in time and space. Okay, this is interesting about how they relate. And I think, the sun is the master of time, and the spirit is kind of like the master of space.
Mm. Okay.
And so they weave reality together with that. Okay, I'll just go. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Neither the eternal sun nor the infinite spirit is limited or conditioned by either time or space, but most of their offspring are. That's the elevator or something?
No, it's the trash chute.
Oh, that thing. Okay, so their offspring are. Okay. The infinite spirit pervades all space and indwells the circle of eternity. Still, in their personal contact with the children of time, the personalities of the infinite spirit must often reckon with temporal elements, though not so much with space. Okay, so they have a harder time wrestling with time than they do with space. Many mind ministries ignore space, but suffer a time lag in affecting coordination of diverse levels of universe reality. A solitary messenger is virtually independent of space, except that time is actually required in traveling from one location to another, and there are similar entities unknown to you. right? We always talk about solitary messengers as being these instantaneous, nearly instantaneous speeds they travel at. Just it's like bing, bing, they're there like that. So that's a special capacity that they have. In personal prerogatives, a creative spirit is wholly and entirely independent of space, but not of time. There is no specialized personal presence of such a universe spirit on either the constellation or system headquarters. She is equally and diffusely present throughout her entire local universe and is therefore just as literally and personally present on one world as on any other. So she's all throughout space. She's present everywhere. All yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Only as regards the element of time is a creative spirit ever limited in her universe ministrations. A creator sun acts instantaneously throughout his universe, but the creative spirit must reckon with time in the ministration of the universal mind, except as she consciously and designedly avails herself of the personal prerogatives of the universe sun. Okay, so they help each other. I think that he helps her deal with time and she helps him deal with space or something, right? Okay, in pure spirit function, the creative spirit also acts independently of time as well as in her collaboration with the mysterious function of universe reflectivity. Okay, so that's what do you think of that?
I'm not sure what to make of that. What is universe reflectivity?
Oh, that's the property how we communicate throughout the universe. Okay, because it's like this, all of these. It's like how they communicate over long distances.
Hmm.
It's like TV.
Okay.
Okay, because they're able to reflect. Like when I communicate with you, you're reflecting, like reflective listening and how to, you know, understand what I'm saying. That's like in reflectivity. So that's a property
Okay.
of light and of like communication throughout these long distances. So that's, I think, what that's referring to.
Why is that a mysterious function?
Well, because okay, it's fine like when we're talking like this, but when you've got like these mirrors set up, like I mean, but if it's all over the whole universe, then it's hard. It's like mysterious how they do it and how they can. It's not random at all. It's like they're doing purposefully trying to communicate such and such things. So they have to have these reflective image aids and reflective spirits set up here to carry those messages here through light beams or something like this.
Okay.
Okay, so I don't know all of how it works. It just,
You don't.
sorry. You got to understand, people think I'm like a know-it-all and everything, but really I just babble. I just, because I'm just like associating what it's kind of like coming to me, and maybe there's some value like in that,
Mhm.
that you can feel kind of connected with what it really says.
Mhm.
Um okay, so yeah, so that's why I see that. So the creative spirit is like a blanket all over like every space, like you think of an atom is mostly space, right? So there's the nucleus part, okay, which is really packed together, but most of it's in most of the atom is like all space, and then there's the electrons that kind of like bing bing bing. So that's the creator or the crater sun. is popping like the electrons, bing, 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 bing. I'm going to, and then they emit. They are actually the ones that emit the rays of light here, or that they're saying that they're trying to bond with a, bring a hydrogen over here. I'm going to bond with that. Thank you, and you know what I mean, like this. They do that, right?
Mhm.
Or no, we're letting this one go. Bing, 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 bing. Okay, do you understand that kind of?
Mhm.
Okay, like that's science. Like these electrons, they can't be pinned down to any place. Well, at a certain time, they can take a picture of them, but they can never tell where they're going to be next. They just pop, pop, pop from one place to another. They're either going down in energy, or they're going up in energy, or they're, you know what I mean. But where they get that energy potential from is the spirit, because it's all over in the space of that whole atom and all over and everywhere, right?
Right.
The really mysterious thing to me is the strong nuclear force that holds those protons and neutrons together, like right in, what the heck is that? So that's what's and what's that's really mysterious. I don't
And
know.
that has something to do with the next
Or the
paragraph. Let me.
well, okay, go ahead. You go ahead, do this. Yeah. All right.
Though
Very
the
good.
spirit gravity circuit of the eternal sun operates independently of both time and space, all functions of the Creator's sons are not exempt from space limitations. If the transactions of the evolutionary worlds are accepted,
Mm-hmm.
these Michael's sons seem to be able to operate relatively independent of time.
Mm-hmm.
The Creator's Son is not handicapped by time, but he is conditioned by space. He cannot personally be in any two places at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Michael of Nebadon acts timelessly within his own universe, and by reflectivity, practically so in the superuniverse, is he communicates timelessly with the eternal Son directly.
Right, because the property of reflectivity, he's communicating.
Okay.
Okay.
The divine minister is the understanding helper of the Creator's Son, enabling him to overcome and atone for his inherent limitations regarding space, for when these two function in administrative union, they are practically independent of time and space within the confines of their local creation. Therefore, as practically observed throughout a local universe, the Creator's Son and the creative spirit usually function independently of both time and space, since there is always available to each the time and space liberation of the other. Only absolute beings are independent of time and space in the absolute sense.
Right.
The majority of the subordinate persons of both the Eternal Son and the Infinite Spirit are subject to both time and space. When a creative spirit becomes space conscious, she is preparing to recognize a circumscribed space domain as hers, a realm in which to be space-free in contradistinction to all other space by which she would be conditioned. One is free to choose and act only within the realm of one's consciousness.
Okay, what does that mean to you?
It means that I can only choose to act within the realm of my own consciousness.
Well, that's true. But when we're talking about, yeah, that's true. I mean, that's easy enough.
I can't act within the realm of someone else's consciousness.
Okay. Yeah.
I can't make decisions
for somebody
that
else.
affect that person.
But what does that mean if you're the creative spirit?
It means that the creative spirit is subdivided, I think. I mean, the creative spirit exists for our universe, but within our universe, she is recognized here and there in space, like the goddess Gaia.
Okay.
Is another name for the creative spirit here on Earth.
Or like Ishtar, or like all these things.
Those are individual snapshots of who people think
okay.
they've captured.
I think what this means is, okay, so it's like this is her space domain. So her universe, she's all over everywhere in her universe, but still she has to respect the boundaries of her universe,
space.
right? So this is right.
Mhm.
So she's got to respect the boundaries of her universe. So over in the next universe over there, there's another creative spirit and another creator son with their little family over there. So I got to respect that. They got their little thing going on. We can communicate with them and everything.
So she's free to choose and act only within the realm
Within her,
of her
this is
consciousness.
her, yeah, space domain as hers, a realm in which to be space free in contradistinction to all other space, which she would act, which she'd be conditioned. So like like the ladies can go visit each other's house, but I can't tell Martha how to discipline her children because this is how I, discipline mine, right?
Right.
Yeah, makes sense.
You can only be responsible for your own consciousness.
Yeah, but their house is big. Their house
Yes.
is the whole universe. It's like their abode or their setting, their domain. So, but still, there's others also outside of that. That's interesting to me to think about. Anyway, okay, all right, we're gonna stop. We're gonna let you go today. Okay?
Stay warm.
Yeah, it's cold. So have a good one. Okay, I'm
I
gonna go
know.
like bye.